Welcome back to Rinoa Reviews. I gotta dissect a 2-hour movie here. Wow. My longest one to date. Heard rumblings about this one. Heard very unflattering things to say about it. Never actually seen it before until I started scripting the review. So, here we go with Ready Player One. In the future, we still play Van Halen's Jump. Can't be too bad, except for those who can't climb down the scaffoldings on people living in trailers on top of trailers. This seems unwise and very top-heavy. Almost everybody in this junked city on VR headsets, I guess to escape the bleak reality of global warming or however this dystopia trailer park ended up, including our main protag. This James Halliday built a VR world called the Oasis. Basically do whatever you want on entire planets, like a vacation planet, and boom, Cameo 1, climbing Mount Everest with Batman. Why wouldn't you want to climb Mount Everest as Batman? Grappling hook, just, okay, I'm up the mountain. Like, that should be a thing, like grappling hook, like see your best time, like, who has the best time? That's what this should have been. So already I'm, ooh. And I do not like the avatar you have, buddy. Please change it. It's all weird looking and kind of plasticky. I spot Marvin Martian and Overwatch's Tracer among probably a ton of other cameos walking around. I bet they regret that latter one. Yeah, fuck Kodak. Main guy looks for someone named Ish, who was on Planet Doom, a planet of run and gun, including taking down Duke Nukem. Okay, so you can play as those characters. I guess somebody else was playing as Batman on that time. People take these seriously, made this game so anyone with enough skill to get a artifact to become a giant robot for a few minutes. But of course with coin you can get more. Losing fights mean losing spent coin. So yeah, there's currency involved. Oh boy. Main guy continues to talk about the two men behind creating Oasis. The creator, like I mentioned, James Halliday. He passes away 15 years later after Oasis takes off and tells the world, "I've created an Easter egg in the world of Oasis. First person to find it will earn my $500 billion in stock and total control of Oasis. 3 challenges, 3 keys, 3 gates. Where this Easter egg lies." And he's got this wizard avatar to scatter the 3 keys, and the challenge is on. Title drop. Somehow this took half a decade just to find the first, and it's this impossible race to win. Now there's this other organization that are brought solely by another company called IOI to secure these keys and therefore the ownership of Oasis. They got a title called Sixers, because they're just numbers. No Names, led by corporate jackwagon Nolan Sorrento, who I think is the main bad guy from Dark Knight Rises. Well, not the main bad guy from Dark Knight Rises, the guy that gets choked out by the main bad guy. Main guy just pulls out the DeLorean from Back to the Future for the race. Ish also going retro with Monster Truck Bigfoot. Girl shows up as Artemis, the Sixer Fixer, she calls herself, riding on Kaneda's bike from Akira. Getting assaulted left and right with these references, Jesus. Your mother, your father, your mother, your father. Bad baby, bad baby. Sixers crashing and wiping out, turning into coins for Moon Guy to collect, and suddenly being chased by a dinosaur, no doubt from Jurassic Park, and more fervently being chased by King Kong. Moon Guy saves Artemis from getting chomped on by King Kong, and I guess that's the race? Because the next scene, Moon Guy, Ish and Artemis are in the junk shop where Ish's junk shop where he is building his own Iron Giant. But they're here to fix Art's bike. We finally get the main guy's tag name, Parzival, as in the knight who found the Holy Grail. Parzival. Wasn't that Percival? Is to nerd out on one another, and the reason Parzival saves Art is no one ever made it past Kong. Artemis believes they shouldn't give up so easily, or IOI takes the keys and controls everything, telling him Halliday hated making rules. trouble IRL as Moon Guy gets hammered by his aunt's boyfriend, who spent all the money to try and get out of the shithouse trailer they're living in for upgrades. He takes it out on Moon Guy, real named Wade Watts, whose glasses miraculously doesn't even so much as scratch when boyfriend smacks him one. After that little spat, Parsifal's back checking the Museum of Holiday's journals, so we're just watching live flashbacks, basically. Would this be considered a breach of privacy of some sort? Holiday and Morrow having an argument. Percival thinks he's got a clue when Holiday makes the statement, "Why can't we go backwards, just really fast, pedal to the metal like Bill and Ted did?" Back to the race, and everyone but Parsifal goes forward. He guns it in reverse and finds a secret passage under the entire race. No dinos or Kong for him. The passageway opens up past Kong. He's already at the finish line. He gets the first key. Wizard guy shows up, his name Anorak. Gives key number 1 and a scroll with a clue for the next. This gets the attention of a board meeting of IOI. Moon Guy has this thing called Pure O2, which looks like to be a shitload of ads as you play. Like 80% of the screen is blah, blah. Moon Guy walks around with a shop with his win. He's got 100,000 coins to his account for winning. Or I guess he saved over. Who knows? All right, he finds a Cataclysm, which is a field nuke for all players, even the one who uses it. Spends 20 thou on the Holy Hand Grenade. Didn't watch Monty Python. Zemeckis Cube, which is another name for Rubik's Cube, because that's what I remember it's called. I never watched Back to the Future, so I may not get that reference either. Even has enough for a real delivery of the new X1 VR suit, designed to be as real as possible. One of those things. Main IOI guy shows up in the VR and looks like if Thanos was wearing a Superman suit while wearing a Clark Kent suit. That chin, that jawline. He meets with this other scary-looking player, IROC, I-R-0K, for a fancy Orb of Osuvox. Not sure if that's a reference or a thing for the movie itself. Supposed to create this impenetrable magic shield only a magic spell can take down. Because as Jackie Chan Adventures taught us, magic must defeat magic. Main IOI will keep it under IROC for now, ready to use at his discretion, and hires him to deal with this Parsifal. So now 5 have beaten the first challenge. Art saw Parsifal go backwards, so she knew. He told his friend Ish, who told his friend Daito, who told his BF Shell. The clue reads, for the second key, a creator who hates his own creation, a hidden key, a leap not taken. Retrace your steps, escape your past, and the key of Jade will be yours at last. Parsifal goes back to Holiday's journals and gets mobbed by fans, and then Goro from Mortal Kombat shows up to grab Parsifal and takes him to a secret wall, where it's just the two of them. And then a chest burster from Alien comes out of Goro, and it's just Artemis. That explains that, and then raises a bunch of other questions in its place this movie will not answer. Once again, She gives him the Clark Kent get-up so he can walk around undetected. Why does she not go undetected? Why is she just not back in Goro and Chestburster? I guess just to show off the cameo, and then it's like, oh, well, you used it up. It's done now. She's like, damn, I wish I hadn't done that. Just wasted my own outfit. How much coins did you need to buy Goro? How much did that cost you? Motherfucker's DLC in MK10. Artemis has to have a following, especially now that she's garnered the first key as well. She clearly knows this is going to happen. But yeah, they watch a flashback. They see Sorrento starting out as an intern for Holiday. That's how he got that IOI Sixers cred. Why he leads them now. Partner Ogden Morrow claims all Sorrento knew about Holiday was how to make his coffee. Fast forwarding to a girl Holiday met, who the kids know now as Morrow's wife, her tag name Kira, the only time this is ever brought up in these journals. Art kind of asks out Parsifal and tells him to meet him at a dance club. She's like, oh. So he's psyched. Ish believes Art's just using him to get to the other keys first. Even going far as to say this Artemis could be a fat dude IRL. But we got a plot to move. He's dressed like Buckaroo Banzai, another movie I haven't seen. IROC's been informed he's here chasing off some girls sitting, including Arkham City Harley Quinn. Art mentions, this club was meant for Kira. He wanted to take her there, but they never got past date 1. So I think the clue's here. There's a pit among the dance floor that's all gravity, so you can just fly around, and they believe the challenge is to dance. He goes a little too fast with Art saying he loves her, tells her his name's Wade, which she's like, no one can know your real name. IROC is suddenly listening on the whole convo, and suddenly the IOI ambushes with guns a-blazing. IROC lands a heavy blow on Art and Parsifal, the latter hit hardest. He uses the Zemeckis Cube, which turns a minute of time spent backwards, but not for the one who threw it. I mean, that makes sense, but then how is Artemis not effective? Maybe it's an AoE cube effect, I don't know. Anyways, they escape, and an upset Art lays into Parsifal saying, this isn't a game, this is about taking IOI down. Her dad tried to work off the debt to him. IOI raised his expenses, he got sicker and died. You don't live in the real world, you live in this illusion. No more distractions. IROC lets Nolan know he got the real name, so now he's got info on Wade Watts and sends an invite to him. He appears in an IOI plaza, so Wade has a hologram of Parsifal meeting with the real Nolan Sorrento, ready to make deal. He tries to buddy up and has a guy in his ear tell him all the right things to say in this nerd pop culture off between the two. But Wade knows he's full of it. Sorrento switches gears. He's like, okay, I know where you live. It's about to go up in smoke. Wade's like, I'm not even at the house, but Aunt Alice is, so he frantically tries to call him, but douchey boyfriend in a new suit gets the call first and tell him, don't ever call here again. Boom! Hey, douchey boyfriend's dead. So Wade then tries to warn his friends that IOI came after him in real life, and they may be next, and he gets chloroformed. Now brought to Samantha, who is the IRL behind Artemis. She's hiding some discoloration on her face, so she thinks he'll be disappointed if they ever met IRL, but he's not. Really, movie? A blemish? She can't have like a third eye or a warty nose, just some blemish over her eye that looks like makeup or just like a rejected 80s cover band or something like that. That's it. That's all we get. They coy around each other for a while, then inspiration strikes Artemis. Oh, I know what the second clue means. The leap not taken, saying Holiday and Kira, aka Karen, never sealed their date with a kiss, so into Oasis they make it to see what movie did they go see. A creator who hated his own creation. Translates to The Shining movie? Huh? Apparently a book written by Stephen King who hated the movie. Did he? I don't know. It's the same dude who created Maximum Overdrive, and whatever money he made, I'm sure he was happy with. I don't. Possibly off his tits making that Maximum Overdrive movie. Whew. But nonetheless, boom. Movie theater, and now it plays the movie, and now they're in the movie. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Ish meets the girls from The Shining, the twins, and tries to follow after them, and then the blood ocean starts coming in. Manages to get into room 237. Woman who turns into the granny, acts at the door, falls through the tub. Chased by her for a while until rescued. During all this, Ish finds a picture of Holiday on Kira on the wall of this place, and it's all a diversion. It's like, oh, it's a secret wall or something. Because then there's this green pit in the ballroom with zombies dancing. Kira's there by herself. Art takes the leap and makes it through the dancing zombies to ask Kira, care to dance? Kira's like, you know how long I've waited for you to ask me that? Boom! Second key. I thought the kiss was the answer, so the movie can have a shit ton of cameos and not even a second of same-sex relations. Figures. Don't get too Holly weird with it, I guess. IOI sees this and has the guy who nabbed Wade tracked down now. Very visible head tattoos. Yeah, the guy who chloroformed him. So he's like, okay, he goes here. We know where their base is. Third clue. If you know the answer ultimate, divide it by the number magic. What you need, want, and desire will be found in the Fortress Tragic. IOI storms the base and Sam motions for Wade to escape, so Shu stays behind a stall and gets took. Wade runs into the IRL person behind Ish, Helen. Callback to could be just a dude. Her avatar was all like buff Ish dude guy, big rock guy. Her dad calls her H for short, and it stuck. Meets the IRL Daito. Sixer's already found where Challenge 3 is. They plan to take it directly to Sorrento in his fancy chair. We finally see what took Sam's dad's life. IOI has these loyalty programs. They work you in Oasis as slave labor, and your VR helmet does not come off. I assume I don't even know if they give you any eat breaks during such. The Orb of Osavox is activated in the Castle of Anorak. Sorrento, out of Oasis, gets nabbed by Transit, by our heroes. So he thinks he's getting held up at gunpoint IRL, but he's still in Oasis seeing what they want. This is their chance for the heroes to free Art from the Loyalty Center. She asks for the password for Sorrento. She's going to take down the shield from the inside at the main office. Sorrento eventually sees through the ruse, looking at the avatars and the reflection of his chair. He's like, oh. It's like, oh, I'm not IRL. I'm still in game. Now he's out in real life. He's wondering what's going on. So Art can sneak in and claim that chair for herself. And turn down the shield. Parzival. I'm calling him Parzival this whole time. It's with a Z. Parzival sends a message to all players. The field around the third challenge on Planet Doom. Rally up, activate the Iron Giant. Here comes the cavalry. Led by the fucking Battletoads. I already reviewed you. You go away. IOI surmises the third game they need to play to find where the third key is Adventure for the 2600 Atari. Which is the first ever Easter egg in a game. Okay, clever. Shields down thanks to the sneaky-ass Artemis. Now we've got Spawn and Chun-Li and Halo Men's among the other storming the gates fighting the hordes of IOI. Chucky from Child's Play is among the usable weapons in this world. Sorrento's like, alright, I'll take care of this personally. And Mechagodzilla. Out comes Daito as the OG Gundam. RX-78 versus Mechagodzilla on the big screen for the short amount of time that summon lasts. Can I get that as a whole movie? Iron Giant's still out here because that was hand-built by Ish. Was that somebody throws, I think, a Mad Ball toy? It's a bomb, too. Of course. Now it's slapping me in the face double time. Fucking paintbrush in my ass. Stop it. Ow, ow, ow. I can't even. Ow, ow, stop it. Fucking, ow, stop it. That's what this movie is, what that's referencing. God, massive CGI mess of armies fighting. It was a dying trope when Marvel and every other action movie at the time did it. Down goes Sorrento, but he knows the shield's down. It's like, someone's in my war room. I gotta get back to my chair. So to get Sam to safety, Parzival's got to shoot her in the game so she can pop out. Booted out back into IRL. So she escapes. Holy hand grenade time. The IOI guys that have been playing all these Atari video games trying to find the right one. This whole time, 1 minute in, and then they fall through the icy floor beneath them, and then the next guy in line plays it. That's what the shield was for. So they go through the entire Atari 2600 library. But they think they have it with Adventure. He wins the game. He goes through 2. Somehow, even though that took longer than any of the other attempts, one guy already IRL is it's not Adventure. So I suspected they have to find the Easter egg itself. Not just beat the game. Nolan and IROC have captured one of the others, is about to activate that nuke weapon that kills everyone in-game, because what's that to a guy like Sorrento? Main guy kicks it away in the struggle, they fight for a bit. Parzival Hadokens, but it's right into the Cataclysm. Activates it, total wipeout. Except for Parzival. First time in the movie he went to that memory museum place, he won a bet with the curator there. Knowing that there was no other knowledge on Kira, he won, so the server guy gives him this coin. Said coin turned out to be an extra life. So, now he's all by himself to get to that Easter egg, and it's all broadcast live for all to see. Go get it, go get it. So he gets the third key. He's got the contract in his hand, but Parsifal realizes Holiday signed away his ideas and regretted it. I'm not going to make that same mistake. And the area transforms into Holiday's room. The wizard is Holiday himself, with a button to turn off Oasis for good. Meanwhile, Nolan's taking matters into his own hands, IRL chasing down the truck when the others are in. Nolan gets surrounded by the people of the slums. They're not too pleased with the whole bombing thing, but he's got a gun. They ain't bulletproof either. So Holiday tells Parsifal he built this as a getaway. Oasis, if you will. But reality still got its purpose, too. Okay, so now the cops are finally a thing in this movie and haul Nolan away. Guess somebody thought ahead to call. Seriously, with the whole explosion thing, that should have raised some questions. Old man Ogden Morrow arrives to meet our winner IRL. Wade taking the leap with Sam and decides he'll trust his team of friends to run Oasis together. Turns out the memory server guy, the curator, was Ogden all along. Wade realizes the regret was Holiday losing his only friend with the takeover. So, signing the contract, he wins. IOI is forced to shut down all loyalty servers. They close Oasis on Tuesdays and Thursdays for some reason. And I just spent hours pouring through over this fanfic land-ass movie. I had no idea it was a Spielberg flick until, credits. I was like, wow, really? Shit. So is he to blame why Fortnite's just basically this game now with all its playable characters? God only knows how many cameos I missed. For all I knew, Optimus Prime could have been fighting alongside an AT-AT from Star Wars, or an AT-AT. AT-ST. During the assault in the castle. I'll give best character to Artemis. She so could, just because she so could have been main character and avoided the out of nowhere, awkward Wade Watts romance bullshit subplot. Girls can be super nerdy too, you know. Worst character, IROC. I think he's voiced by that shitty side character in Deadpool. I don't know the guy's real name and don't care to, but yeah, just for that alone. Didn't care for him in Deadpool 1. Stop putting him in shit I might actually watch. Out here looking like bargain bin Ronan the Accuser got body snatched by a giant grape nerd candy. No one else outside of Aunt's shitty boyfriend warrants this. He at least gets blown up, though. So, it's IROC that takes it. Power on. This is another asterisk just because of the RX-78 Gundam versus Mechagodzilla. Cool. On paper. Forever long that lasts. I nerded out, but you had to suffer through an hour and plus to get to it, and then you only give me a couple, not even 2 minutes of it. So the movie sets up Oasis as whatever, but like most games, it too falls under the pay-to-win aspect. How for all of those many years, no one else thought to go backwards for that first clue? Half a decade, really? No one just finds it via accident or anything like that? No one just hits reverse and when they meant to hit forward and just kind of stumbles something behind you. It's oh, what is it? What's going on? What's going on? Ah. Why is the second clue already revealed before the shining stuff happens and then later mentioned again, both times by Artemis no less? How is IOI constantly using means to basically hack the game without any surveillance or whatever on Oasis's part to stop it? I don't care how quirky genius Holiday is who hated rules and such, you gotta protect your fan base and clientele from stuff like this or they cry foul and stop playing. The game is still running from the other company Holiday sold it to. Why don't they step in? At all? Who fixes all the broken nightclubs and such? How does that happen? Do they just reset? Why is money easily flown into the players' pockets, but we need a moment where Parsifal has to reach out and grab key number 3 while the IRL truck where their heroes are driving away from is getting bumpered? Why is it closed on Tuesdays and Thursdays? Is that another inside joke I don't get? What if people only get time to play Oasis on those days? Are they just screwed? This is an MMO, not playing Jesus at your fucking Chick-fil-A. You stay open. Why can Holiday at the end talk to Parsifal for winning if the real Holiday's dead? If I missed any, I think CinemaSins has me covered. But that, honest to God mess, was Ready Player One. You're going to want to click out of this video or even dislike for me saying this. But I'm going to lay it on the table. Pixels did this better. Not saying it's a flawless movie by any means in Pixel. Fuck no, I ain't saying that. But that movie I went in with low expectations. It's a mess, but it had gaming in it. This was just stuffing cameos and references to make something cooler than it was. It doesn't fix the gaping holes of plot this movie has. Say what you will about Pixels, it knew it was an Adam Sandler movie with game stuff in. It didn't bullshit you like this movie did. Plot of this movie could have been anything outside of those references. They put the movie around the games and the references. They weren't the focus, if you really think about it. They reference around the movie instead of making it the focus. Pixels shoehorned references too, but they're at least a part of the movie. They feel like they matter. They feel like there's something inclusive to the plot, not something you swerve around and just have for the sake of having it. And that is the biggest power-off movie this movie has. Whew. Got that off my chest? Next movie I'm going to review is so amazing. Like, one of those, if this was on in the background, I might stop what I'm doing and watch level of great. Something I hyped up that much, I'm going to keep quiet and not even say what it is right now. Gonna have to find out what it is for tomorrow. Until next time, take care. And Spider-Man wasn't even in Fortnite when I scripted this review. God only knows what's now in the game when this video is going to go up. What is it, the 29th today of this recording? Man, that game's a juggernaut. Oh, have they put other Marvels in yet? Just imagine PvP of just everybody going, yes, the juggernaut, bitch! Bring it back, bring it back.